The answer should be D.
Okay. All right. So D.
The answer is already there, sir.
Yes. But sometimes you can see some strange outputs, strange answers. But let's. Okay, it's good. This is the answer. Let's continue. It's a PDF, so I cannot alter it as it were like I would do with Word.
Well, what about using robots to do it?
Even this, even if it is that, okay. One person, one robot per person this time around. Okay. I can even use this software in a way, but I just don't want to bother myself on that. I need to consider. Maybe we should talk about this. I need to consider the time I will spend to put things together, and then what I want to also achieve, and all of that, so that I don't end up becoming the robot. Okay, don't mind me. All right, like just to put this, just to it's okay. A good challenge. All right, a developer reviewed the following sequence. So let's see the sequence. It goes this way. They assign data sets to new data sets, initialize data sets, initialize data table, the invoke method. This looks non-static. Since the target object is the one picked, the method name had. Okay, parameters of the invoke method are, these are the parameters. What is taken in data table, the value, that's this data table here. Okay, yeah, this. Okay, so that means, okay, then for the properties are as follows, as we see on screen. All right, then, so now the question is, in order to get the data, the table name of the first element in the data set, which expressions should the developer use in order to get the table name of the first element in the data set? Which expressions should the developer use? Do I need to scroll up so that you see it? Just tell me what to do.
So I think the way the options are written is quite different from the syntax that we know of. So because when I look at it, data set dot is like um, it's quite different from what we know. As in, I'm talking about the options, the way they write the syntax.
Okay.
We don't usually use data set dot rows. Assuming it is rows into so thing, we know that definitely. Then this dot table name. So when I saw it, I was just looking at what this type of thing is this. So
The target object, it's on data set dot tables.
think it's C
We
or
don't
A.
we don't we don't know where the table name comes from. Is
Table.
there anywhere they put table name?
Okay, table. Let me see the one you
No
are talking.
table name.
Okay, this table. Okay,
Because
this.
this dot table name, we don't know where
That's
it's
table name.
Is it like an extension or something? It's not here. No.
Yeah, I know that with invoke method, there are some things that needs to be done. It's an extensive, can be an extensive path to take. Um, you okay? For instance, the use now if it is static, if it is non-static, um, there are things there are what things you have to select. Now, if it is let me like this now. When it is static, you engage the target type, and then these two they are mutually exclusive. When you select this, this is not engaged, and then for non-static, you select target object. Okay, and then of course this one will be at null. The method name. Now, all this the method name, it's when you go through all these namespaces, I think system namespaces, you get these things from there. Let me see. It's an extensive part. It's an extensive, seriously extensive. It's namespaces system. Let me see where this goes to. All right, namespaces organize the objects defined in an assembly. Just so there will be need to familiarize oneself with this. It's a lot, or it's more than this. Let me just go through. Okay, namespaces. Yeah, you can select. Okay. Anyway, you can actually explore. Let me go back. You have for C sharp. Okay, for C sharp, Visual Basic. .NET API browser. So .NET is good. Let me keep system namespace. Okay, is okay. Now, okay, let me. This is provides methods for creating, manipulating, searching, and sorting arrays, thereby serving as the base class for all arrays in the common language runtime. Array. Okay, now these are namespace for methods. Now when you if you look at this, we need to see look at another one. Okay, you notice. Let's just for um, just by way of exploration, you see that this it's having static void main and rest. Okay, this showing indicating that it can only work under the static the static method, and that means that the if we want to invoke this, what we have here, this code, we can only what we will use in studio because it's static is it's it's the target type. When it doesn't read static, you won't see I'm coming. Of course, it's just we need to do deep exploration of this. Seriously, it's I will open up some things. Can anyone hear me? All right. So what it does is it calls public method of a specified object or type um, into the studio. When it is static, the target type is used. When it is non-static, the target object is used, and then of course the method name. So array. These the properties. Properties. Don't be. Because I can search for the array. Let me get look for another method name. Okay, oh, it's still under this. All right, back to array. We have methods as read only, all manners of things. So this is for console. I want to pick out the one that will not have static. You will simply not see anything. You instead of static, you just see maybe public class. The static will be omitted, and they will not actually put non-static. Once there is no the method, the version, category it belongs. Once it's not included, then you know that is non-static. I want to write console to I want to bring out console write line. So it's from these namespaces that the data, the dot table name is obtained from. You know, it's been invoked from the public space into the studio. Still looking for. Okay, let me just pick console write line. Then console write line. W not here. Okay, write line, write set window size and the rest, something like that. How is it going to write it? Console write line. Now you see write line string objects, write line string, write line character integer 832, write line string, and the rest and the rest and the rest. Write line, perhaps the easiest. Right, so this is where the code this is where the code that will be that will be placed somewhere in the invoke code. The invoke method activity will be placed. Then that will determine what are we going for if we are to use the target type or the target objects. All right, so for static method, there is no need to define the object. There is no need to create an instance since it's the target type that will be used. But in the case of non-static method, of course the object that needs to be defined, and you need to create an instance. Okay. So hard. Let me check on them. Thoughts. For those in math that are math experts, they may likely understand these jargons. Permit me. Looking for one. All right, so I will recommend that we check this out. Just type system namespace, and then you can just follow the path. .NET API up to this. By me searching for it on Google, we'll get there anyway. I just want to push this to platform. So if what we want to do is addition, we put the method name. Um, I'm not building anything. Yeah, parameters. The parameters. Okay, sorry. Another thing that we are not working with. I'm looking at is it the result now? Okay, I think the okay. What result are we expecting? Yeah, I think it's something like this that the scenario is trying to establish. It is the dot table name that I'm trying to tell us where it came from the namespaces based on the based on operation that maybe what needs to be performed. Yeah. So in order to get the table name of the first element in the data set, which expressions should the developer use? No, we are with the namespaces. It's like we know that it's like we are bringing in, we are invoking um, codes into our program. Of course, if it is within Studio, we are familiar with what should obtain. So going by this, that to get the table, the name of the first element, the name of the first element. Um, so what should work? What should from this option? Uh, and that looks like the role going by this index as the first, where the first element will be present in the data set. Let me see the data set. So in this case, this is not static. Data set dot tables. I'm not. It should be A. It cannot be C. Since this is our target object, it should be A and not be C. We'll see similar obvious results that this dump is presenting. Unfortunately, what we'll see, the answer you see, we marvel you, because obviously you see that no, this is not what ought to be. Okay, let's look at this. A developer was reviewing an orchestration process whose main attribute is set to main XAML in project.json. However, the process is not pausing as intended. What is a possible cause for this issue? Okay, have you left this thing for me to face?
Yeah, yes, sir.
No, sir. Well, it's you, sir.
It sounds like you are just this guy. When you are done, you will end the meeting.
So I think it's D. Should be C or D. Go with D.
The developer was reviewing an orchestration process whose main attribute is set to main XAML file project.json. However, the process is not pausing as intended. What is a possible cause for this issue? Your activities were not used in the process. Wait for form task and resume activity was called in main file, the main XAML file. Process created a task in the orchestrator. Wait for form task and resume activity was called in get approval. Okay. Joe, what did you say?
I said it could be D, sir.
Because the codes if the codes were actually in main.xaml file, okay, and then it means that maybe the pause, the intention of the developer to pause the program should be achieved or achievable. But it's like I'm looking. Okay, but what we make the process to pause, it's in another file, which is not accessible as it were, which it's not what the developer is reviewing. I don't know your view. I don't know why you said D.
Yes, sir. That's the reason, sir.
All right, now the answer here is hey. So what sense does A make in this? Don't look away from the A, but I'm just asking. No, this time around, not Joe. Let others talk. Mr. Babalola, is he around? And Amarachi is around this time around. Is that not
I'm just entering, sir.
You met us well. Okay. You're welcome. All right, let's say something to this. Let me show the question again, since you are just entering. A developer was working on a process, and but the the main attribute is set to main XAML file in project.json. Then part of the review process, maybe there is need to pause. Okay, yeah.
I think this sentence, however, the process is not pausing as intended. Is it that is it the robot that will pause it, or the user will be the one that will pause? Because if the process, if it's maybe it has maybe kind of a button that you need to press and it's not pausing, meaning A will be the correct answer because it doesn't, maybe there is no UI activities that can, maybe a kind of selector, or maybe that they are going to, maybe that they ought to process, that they ought to use, but they didn't use it. But if we are talking, if the person is talking about um, maybe they want to do a kind of debug that they need to pause that is not pausing, then maybe another answer. That is what I want.
Okay. All right. We had him. Now let me add to what he said. Now, like this A, it's like it sounds like um, it sounds like it is not it had attended, sorry, it is an unattended process, an unattended robot. Your activities were not used in the process, so there was no, it's not as if there is need to interact with anything. I don't know if you get my point.
Yes, that is what I'm trying to pass across. Meaning
I'm also
it is
okay.
unattended. If
It is okay, it is unattended. All right. So if that is established, then it means that what should pause the process perhaps should be in the orchestrator. I think that's what you said too. I'm just
yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
just using grammar. Okay. Now what should pause it is in the orchestrator. Okay, that one has been established too. And of course, that will be possible. That will be possible. Of course, the process has been set to operate, to load, to operate, to drive the codes in this file. Does it still make sense up to that point?
yes, sir.
Okay, but it is not. It is not now pausing. So what is the possible cause? So it now looks like the reason why it is not pausing is because perhaps the codes that are that are driving the process, they are located in another, maybe in another file. That's why I'm
In another
thinking. Yes, that's why I'm thinking D. That's why. That's why. Okay. So, Mr. Babalala, you had it, and then who else? We have a good number now. Vivian, you are here. Amarachi, Ojo. Amarachi even came in with full force today, with an unattended and attended. Okay. Then, okay, so I'm taking it off since we are not saying anything, but those are positions that that has been presented, and the thoughts, the perspectives. So if you have any objection, let us know. Okay, no response. We'll go for D. A developer needs to automate a process which involves capturing support ticket numbers from the email subject line. For example, the email subject line includes action in quotes, action required, now XA slash 135, where XA, this one, is the ticket number. Let me identify this. This is the ticket number. Okay, the robot should validate the pattern of the ticket number before proceeding. All right, the image subject line includes this. Let me underline it. Okay, let me also highlight it. Okay, so which expression exclusively matches the ticket number pattern from the subject line? We look at this before we pick. Of course, we also have the file with you. So, okay, well, just look at this objectively. Option A, B, C.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I will go for. I will go for B.
Okay, for B.
Yes, sir.
Okay, why did you say B?
On the B now, it has A to Z. I think we have A to Z there, and it has digit also.
Same here,
So
sir.
that's why I'm going for A to Z.
Okay, same with you.
Yes, sir.
Sylvester. Okay.
B is the answer, sir.
Okay, that's a
Then
good example.
we have
It
a
was
asterisk here to signify any number slash D.
Okay, any number, any from 0 to, and it must capture this. So if something different from XA and one slash 135 is included, if it's XB or something, I think that's the robot should validate the pattern of the ticket number before proceeding, and this is where this is in ticket number. That's matches. Sorry, you getting some background noise? XA starts with what should we start with now? XA, that's word. But you said any. Let me see what you pushed in. One of A to Z. One of these, okay. And what we have here is A to Z. Am I correct? Is that this is not right. Something like this. Am I correct? I think that's what you picked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. It's throwing false. It's saying false. Is there something I did not get in this?
Did you put asterisk?
Yes. It's of course it's a quantifier. Let me show it to you. Where is it now? Yeah. Any asterisk representing this quantifier has 0 or more. And this is the input. Or maybe I should let me put action. I think that should be involved. Let's just assume. So
Hello, sir.
yes, hello, I'm with you.
Hello, sir. Can you try?
It's still false.
What's
Okay.
name? Can you try? Can you try D?
Please try this.
I'm also looking at D actually. And D is saying that any word character is going to capture XA. Literal is going to capture the slash, the digits, and then we have 2 of these. Okay, so let's go. Let me just push this out. XA, that's the I have 2 since it must be XA. I got 2. And the next is literal. This exactly just 1, and the next is 135 digits. Exactly, we want 3 digits. Okay, so this is the pattern. All right, that's it. All right, so it picks it.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, so okay, let's look at the options. Yeah, the option here is B, and I think you also picked B. So why is B not? So what is? Or is it that you are not getting the question correctly? Let's look at the question again. If you gurus you have picked B and these people also have picked B, there must be something. Let's look at the question again.
So I think D likely to be the correct one because looking at what the B option that we selected before, we said A to Z. That means you can pick any letter from A to Z.
Yes,
Then
and the pattern
then
of the ticket number is meant to
say
have this.
XA, which is XA.
Okay.
So and another thing is that A to Z, we didn't specify whether you should take a letter, or maybe two letters, or those things. We didn't specify. So then likewise the digit also. So I believe that's that is and then we tested it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So why did they pick B? Those are the issues I have with the so-called dumb. That's number 5. What is number 5? A developer uses workflow analyzer with the default rules. Those are predefined rules in Studio to check if a project follows best practices. In one of the workflows, the properties of a click activity is shown in the following exhibit. In one of the workflows, the properties of a click activity is shown in the following exhibits. Okay. Which one will be shown in the analyzer output for this activity? So there are a number of things, and then a number of maybe files in a project that make up a project. And so click is one of those activities used in one of the workflows, and it has these properties. So let's first look at the question. Which warning will be shown in the analyzer output for this activity? And based on this, so if you look at this, what is it?
C, sir.
Analyzer C. Okay, let's go for C. Activity click calculator button has a default name.
And that's what I'm going for too.
Okay, is it a default name? This click.
Yes, sir.
Yes. It's
Okay, how?
anytime you bring the activity and you go to the property panel, that's the name. That's the default name you see there.
But the person has added calculator button to click.
No, I think that's because it chose the calculator button. But then if you have another calculator button that you need to click with this same name, the object repository sometimes will mix it up or link them. I've seen that before.
Okay, so the click, you expect us to remove the click completely?
No, you can edit it. Maybe click button 2, anything we want to put there. But let it not be the default name. Why it has calculator there is because it recognizes the app that, okay, well, this app you are using is a calculator. But then if you are doing something else on the calculator, it will also give that same name. Let's say you want to press a different button now on the calculator. It will also give that same default name. But then if it somehow links it to the other like previous activity. Let's say if it's a type intro or something. So the object repository now will be sharing, there will be a link between the two, and it can affect your.
Okay, all right. Is that same? Is that your position, Abalola? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, sorry. We did not observe. Hey, we should go on break. Mr. Abalola is already eating. His wife will soon get to know my number. Sorry. I think we should go on break now, so that we can just do some little things to attend to our psychological or physiological needs, and so that our psychological domains also can be relaxed. Do we do that or what? Or we'll be doing it?
Sir, let's continue,
Let's
sir.
continue. Let's continue.
Oh, okay. All right. Yesterday I enforced it because it was affecting me. Every human being is selfish by default. I enforced it because I just realized that that pattern has been affected seriously. My eating pattern. Well, I didn't get to somehow. Yeah, I don't know. It did not occur to me to do that today. Not because I've even taken anything. Review the following exhibits. A plus B, okay, assign, and it has, let me reduce this. It's too big. Okay, we have this. We have this. So this is telling us that it's a dictionary of string and object. This, we have this dictionary, a text dictionary. We have this right line. Right line says text dictionary as that dot to string. So based on the exhibit, what is the result of the right line in this sequence? Based on the exhibit, what is the result of the right line in the exhibit? We are looking at this, isn't it? Text dictionary. All right. Okay, so let's go. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Let me
John,
show what
where is
it's here.
saying that
Starting from here.
John, where is saying that let us go on break? Oh.
Okay, that guy. He didn't speak up today. I didn't see you. Let's go on break. Can you imagine? He added the whole to it. All right, so yeah, so 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or what? let's just quickly observe it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. Thank you. Sorry, class. I did not. I didn't know when we went on break. Just left horribly myself. I had to leave. I don't know if anyone noticed. What time did we go on break? Does anyone know when we went on break?
Yeah, it's 27.
You say? What do you say?
It's
It's
27.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Right, we are welcome. Okay, so we had this pending. Okay. Can we? Are we still together?
We are here, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. If the test dictionary, as it is written here, in right line. Now, but I want you to just, I want you to say something. Let's compare notes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. I suddenly didn't hear you again. That was why.
All right. So what do we have in the right line? What's going to be the output?
Let me see. Let's see the question again. I didn't see the complete question. Okay.
Review the following exhibits, and the whole thing started from here.
Okay.
So this is what the right line is supposed to output.
So let's see the option, sir.
Okay. We have this. So have you seen the option?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh, it's a bit confusing, but I think I go for true. That is B.
Okay. Why are you going for true?
First, text dictionary A is being assigned as 1, 2, 3. So I'm guessing that if it's reassigned again, it means that it overrides the former A and brings the new A. That's what I think.
But it's a dictionary.
Okay, it's a dictionary, so it can
It's
be
a
it can
dictionary. So I think you should add that 1, 2, 3. Then later, if there is another one, is going to add it, join it with 1, 2, 3.
okay, that means it's now 1, 2, 3 true then. Then it's one,
Mm.
two, three true. That what it means.
And that is what I'm thinking. But I don't know how it works. But I know if it is if it is variable, maybe it's variable. It's not a dictionary, or maybe a data type, or maybe string or integer, it should be true. It will be true. But when it is a dictionary, since dictionary is something it has key and value. So meaning they add the dictionary, they add that one, then the second one they add it. So that is what I.
You can see from the dictionary it has of string and of objects. So since this one is string, this test dictionary A is string, is already showing us that it's string, is of string. So it's the of string that is being changed, not the object. So if it's of object now.
Hey, sorry, but you know that value.
Yes.
The string A is in string, but the value. This is the value.
Okay, the value is true.
That is the value. So that value can be.
So yeah, it means that you should write 1, 2, 3 true. Yeah. Hello.
So I still go for my
Yes,
true.
Sir.
So I still go for true. I still go for true, sir.
Okay, that true is what it will output.
Yes.
Okay. Now that means you are taking it as a variable. You are taking the to field in the assign as a variable.
Yes, because not as a variable per se, but because if it is a string and an object has a kind of variable itself. You can see from this now, the first one is 1, 2, 3 is integer, and the second one is also true. True can be a boolean. So I don't think you can take two of them at the same time. But it's possible, Sha. It can be 1, 2, 3 true. Okay.
Now, the dictionary is of string and object. The key as string, the value as object. So, which one is key? Which one is value here?
The first one is string and the other one is object.
Okay, regardless of the expression here.
Yeah, because test B.
The value is 1, 2, 3, 1.
I didn't get you, Joe.
I think A is the value, is the then the value should be 1, 2, 3, and it's true for the second one.
No, mo ní kíní kan tí mo pa.
What I'm saying is this. A is text dictionary A as it were is 1, 2, 3. Okay, if that is string, so what is the value then? What's the object?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think I ought to just look at it this way. A dictionary can have more than one value, one of string and one object. It can have series of them. So if that is the case, it means that 1, 2, 3 is the of string, and the hello is the object. Then the second one, the A, is the other side, but they did not assign any for the object.
For the second set.
Yeah, for the second set. So it means that what is going to output is 1, 2, 3 and true. That is 1, 2, 3 true. That's what it's going to bring out. That's the answer, sir.
Sir, what's from my own perspective, since it's a dictionary, it should be 1, 2, 3 since it's going to add it. Dictionary adds it doesn't maybe maybe replace a particular variable. So I will go for 1, 2, 3 true.
Okay. All right. So we go with that. Incidentally, they also, we are not even looking at that anyway. Sorry. Don't let that affect anything. A developer automates a process which has an Excel file, an Excel file as input data. However, orchestrator is not available. As a result, the developer needs to adapt the RPA framework for use with tabular data. Based on UiPath best practice, where should the Excel file be read and stored? In a global data table variable. Where should the Excel file be read and stored? Orchestrator is not working. And the automation, the process requires developer automate a process which has an Excel file as input data. So definitely we need to read from Excel file. So based on this practice, UiPath best practice, where should the Excel file be read and stored in a global data table?
In the initialized state of the main XLML, that is the main data, that is the main flow in the first run sequence.
That's option. What was that? Are you reading from? Okay, that's option D.
That is
Yes.
D.
In the initial state of the main file in the first run sequence. Since orchestrator is not working, now that orchestration is not working, is it going to, with the Excel file be read with the state? Is the state able to read? Will it be able to read the Excel file?
Yes, that's the work of the initialization stage. That's the state. The init state, that's the work.
Okay. All right.
But
Okay, so
this D now, I don't know whether it's init state they wrote, but it's INA is what they wrote there.
okay. Well, it's but let's now just quickly discuss this. That actually, since the orchestrator is not working, then we just have to look away from get transaction data and what's it called, the process data states. Why do we have to look away from that? Because the all the operations that will take place in collaboration with orchestrator is kept in those files, in the XAML files that are being invoked in those two states, the get transaction data state and the other one. Okay, so that means that those we don't have to. It's like we are shunting. We are removing that aspect out. But of course, the init state will still fly without orchestrator. So that for that reason, I think it would be good to go for in the init. Let's assume it is init in the init state of the main, but in the first run sequence. The other one says that that means A, in the new state in the main XAML file that transitions from init. No. All right, so that is the D. See their answer. The answer is C. Can it be C? Orchestrator is not working. So how will it fetch data from the queue? Since orchestrator is not working. I'm just asking.
Maybe they are not going to. Hello, sir.
Yes, I will see.
Maybe they are not going to use the. Maybe they are not going to use the init state. Because what I noticed about this RE framework is that a lot of people use it in different ways. A lot of people use it, but now they are talking about best practices. Is that not what they wrote? Based on the UiPath best practices.
Best practice, yes.
So, but a lot of people use it in different ways. Some people they can decide to use the get transaction that is get transaction data state, and they will input the Excel activity in it to bring out the data from the sheet, whether sheet 1 or sheet 2, and run it instead of using the init state. That was my own view.
So with best practice, it will be
Sir,
good to just
sir,
go.
I think,
Okay.
Alyssa, I think maybe the reason why they chose C is that since orchestrator is not working, meaning there is no way to add data to the queue from the Excel file. So what they are now doing is that instead of adding need to the queue, since uh, there is no orchestrator, then you can make use of the file inside the get transaction data. You upload it there, then you make use of it there. So maybe I think that is the reason why they chose that.
Okay, let's now streamline our development. What what you can do, what you cannot do, the other person can find.
Sir, you can.
We can't hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello, it's very low, sir.
Anything?
Hello, it's a bit low. We can't hear you clearly.
How is it now?
It is fair. It's fair.
Okay, how is it now?
It's a bit fair, sir. It's a bit fair, sir.
No, still no.
I have just wondering. Hello? Hello? My name
It's better now. It's better now. It's better now.
Okay. All right. So, I was saying that, since development also it's like a twin brother or whatever, cousin to creativity in a way. Like what you cannot do, some other persons can take it up from there and actually use what you think is impossible, and then they use it for. So if it is with that, then like maybe all the options maybe even be possible. Do you get?
Yes, sir.
So, but that clause based on UiPath best practice. Maybe that's what we now use to streamline our answer. And the B says that in it all applications. No, it's not about applications. If it is still settings, okay, we agree with that. D says in it. Let's assume it is in it state of the main file in the first run sequence. It's this that I know that this.
Well, Then another thing, so if this is a question or maybe during the exam, then we have this INA. We can't assume that it is in it. So meaning we go for that C. That's what it means.
You allow your gut to lead you.
So that
Okay. Well, the reason why I'm building the skills for the in the innate, it doesn't make sense actually. So the reason why I'm building the skills is because I've seen wrong answers, being matched against
against the correct one.
so they have reduced their trust, their trustworthiness, their quality. So everything is now in doubt. That's why I'm thinking that something is happening or it's wrong somewhere. And you know that our brothers from India, they are tech, I don't know, they are brain, they have another brain for technology. Then I think maybe some of these things they are in charge of most of them. Just compare, they are not like some of us. We know grammar, but we don't know tech. We don't know too much of tech, or we know grammar. All right, so that also could be what is responsible. I don't know. I really don't know where the problem is. Yeah. All right, but then of course those views, let's invest them. Let's note them according to UiPath best practice. So let's out of those classes. Let's note them. Sorry. Now this is another question in the robotic enterprise framework. What is the initial value of transaction item? Sorry, transaction number.
I think it's one.
At
One.
least one.
I also think so. Look at their answer now.
This is nothing.
So, so sorry. Well, I know when I told the CEO actually, I said when he said that materials should release it to students, this and that. I said okay. I said okay, sir. I said well, but uh, my observation, the only one that I think can be released and be consumed, as it were, is the one from Udemy. I'm not too sure of others because some you just, I don't know if it is intentionally or whatever, human factor, but you just see that this is obviously wrong. And so I don't know if that could be shared. So his own position is there is no bad knowledge. Just whatever you have, just share. Like now we are seeing it. The responsibility, um, our responsibility now is, for instance, to check this item and see is it truly, as in, like, is the transaction number truly nothing or one? How do you get? So when one is using a material like this is not material to just say I'm cramming it, or else you will cram into canal. Okay, yeah, a developer configured the properties of a click activity on an element inside a web page as shown in the exhibit. An animation on the web page never completely loads, but the element specified in the click activity does. So this is the exhibit and reduce. So this is the exhibit. So the question is, what occurs when the click activity executes?
Let's see the question again, sir.
Okay, so this is the question.
Okay, sir, you can scroll down, sir. So I think is this. It clicks on the, as far as it has shown the element, it clicks on it.
Is the
All right.
But why are they saying it's Caesar? Like this guy is
This is what one should call fragile. Handle with care.
that's
Sure.
serious.
Okay. Some other objections, views.
We have wait for ready interactive, which means that if this thing the item, or what will I call it now? The element, if the element indicated now by the selector, once it is in sight, that you should click. So that's what it means. So this one now, this same element is clicked once it is fully loaded, and that's wrong. It does not have to be fully loaded. I think when for it to be fully loaded, then wait for ready should be on Z complete. There's this term they use there, but instead is on interactive. So it can't be G.
I think you are right. You are right. But see, I think the element, it says the element, but the element specified in the click activity does. It means that the element has loaded. Hello, are you with me? Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
You can see they said an animation on the web page never completely loads, but the element specified in the click activity does. So it means
Yes.
that
Okay.
it means
That's what interactive does. That's what interactive does. The whole page does not have to load, but as long as the elements now specified, as long as it loads, if we click it. So D now is now saying that element is clicked once it is fully loaded. That's for wait for
that
ready. I
element
think
now
dot complete.
that
the
element can be the clicked element
element
now.
the element that's supposed to be clicked now, that's what he's talking about.
The
Yes,
Not
element,
the
that's the
not the
element.
website, not the website.
Yes,
element, not the
sure,
website.
sure. The whole
And
idea of
they
this
said that
wait
the
for ready
element,
is that
you can see from the activity, he said the element that is supposed to be clicked is loaded already. So it means that the element is clicked once it is fully loaded, not the website. So if the element that is supposed to be clicked is loaded, it clicks it and it goes on. You understand, ba?
okay.
When
So
the
it's
element
just
that is
talking about the
it's talking about the element, not the
D is
website. Yes, the element.
okay.
Yes, it's talking about the element.
Then it should be D now.
So you see, they wrote there.
Is there any delay activity or
No,
something?
Mr. Joe, from your analysis, do you have any option here?
I'm not seeing anything here, but I think the closest is still the D, since it
The
is like
closest is what?
it's the D. Hello.
Yes, we are. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
No, I had everything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. While working with a queue in Orchestrator, you notice that the status of one of the queue items has changed to abandoned. When does this happen? Is it when the item remains in the failed status for approximately 24 hours? Yeah?
B. When the item remains in progress status for approximately 24 hours.
24 hours, yes.
Without no attention, no processing going on it. All right. Oh. A developer needs to create, sorry, I can't read all this. You can read it. I can't pronounce all the monthly report and the rest. So a developer needs to create an automation process that identifies a file with formats. All right, the file name is saved to a variable called string inputs to extract the date from the string. That's from the variable. Which string manipulation method should be used? Okay.
I think it's A, sir. A or C. I'll go with A.
I don't think it can be C.
That is one point. Though.
Yes, it's not common. It's 1 point. Okay, and all these other ones, they are out of it. And look at the answer.
These people are not serious, sir. I'm telling you. I think A is still better than all of them. A is still the closest.
Yeah, this is 1.8 now. What's the point? Dot, sorry, the dot, what's it doing there? Yeah, so maybe I should apologize on their behalf. I should say sorry to you for bringing this up.
Sorry, sir.
No, I'm saying sorry for bringing this to you.
Okay, sir.
A developer created a custom rule for workflow analyzer and wants to make it available only at the project level. Which action should the developer perform? This is
I'll say
another.
B.
Create an external
Yes, sir.
assembly.
B, sir. B, sir. Create an external assembly TLL of the rule and copy it to the project location. That's the project you want it to affect.
Okay. No, it's also possible to. That's why you want it to be available at the global level.
I didn't get you, sir.
I said, it's also possible for want to make it available at maybe at a global level.
Then we use D now.
Create a NuGet package of the rule and install it in Studio. All right. Okay. Look at the answer.
It's correct, sir.
A is correct.
B, sir. B.
Okay.
Copy it. The studio installation location.
Studio install location. Studio install location. Let me custom rule. Sorry, maybe I should. Okay, let me. I hope I will be able to talk. Let me just check out. Or should I just? Okay, let me see if it's. What's this? Ah, sorry. They have encrypted this. Okay, so we move. If a developer wants to use a variable type UI element to identify a button in a click activity, which property must be manually configured during development?
The selector, sir. The selector, sir.
Okay. During the development of a certain label text retrieved. After retrieving the text, a button must be clicked at the following course.
Hello, sir. Are you with us, sir? Hello, sir.
Very well, sir.
Okay, I didn't hear anything again. That's why. Sorry.
I wanted us to read the text.
So can we see the last one?
I'm thinking of C, sir.
It's between C and D.
If you say D,
Okay, it can't be D. It can't be D. It's B.
if you say B,
I think it's B, sir.
if you say B,
Yes, sir.
use the get text activity with the default properties in a retry scope activity. And you want, okay, use the click activity with the default settings in a retry scope. And you want, based on UiPath best practice, the developer wants to ensure that an error is thrown if the labeled text or the button element does not load. In retry, is it not going to keep trying until it loads? Is it not going to handle that? Then C says that use the click activity to click the button with the default settings.
Modify the get text activity by increasing the timeout property.
If you increase the timeout property, it will provide room for the entire element to be loaded.
Okay, I think it's C, sir.
By increasing the timeout property. Use the click activity to click the button with the default.
I think it's A, sir. Use the get text activity with the default timeout and set the continuous on error.
On error will make it. It will not throw an
Okay.
error with continue on error.
Okay. It will continue on error. Okay. That's true. Okay, it continue on error. No.
So you have to use the more suitable elimination method. And eventually you have to arrive at C.
That means it's C. Yes, C. C is the closest. So this your people, they want to mislead some people.
They want to mislead us, pata pata. I don't know.
as in, if you don't know it, it's another thing. But these are obvious things that you cannot say no. Or what are they trying to say, or what? It's okay. But we are here, sure. You have two variables, A and B, as shown in the following exhibits. This is simply a variable. B is that one is string. This one is also this one is integer. Okay, like what we did yesterday.
Generic value.
So A is string. The other one is string. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. B is so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 3 plus 1. That's 2, 4, 6.
So 2, 4, 6.
So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
1,
3.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6.
Gap space 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
That would be B.
That would be B. So
The Lord is good though.
Basically, they need to sue them. We need to sue them. They should stop producing dummies. I'm telling you.
This is a dumb that Mr. Shem was asking. Dumb. This is a dumb. 16. You want to automate a process on Acme testpad, sort of test UiPath.com. On the page, the following table is displayed. Observe that the selector of the element highlighted in red is all the nodes up to table 2, column 2, table 2. What is the value selector to get fifth element in the WIID column? Fifth element in the column. Fifth element. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it this? The fifth element.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this 202471.
Verify accounts position.
Hey, let me bring everything to a page so that we can see it at once, if it's possible.
Sabi. Abi?
The web control tag equals TD, table column equals 2.
Okay. Role equals 2.
Table row equals 2.
See.
Web control table up to table is still okay. So what about
it's talking about row? So the column is talking about vertical, Abi?
Yes.
As vertical.
Yeah.
Then the row is talking about horizontal. That means it is vertical, horizontal. Column number is vertical. Then table row is horizontal, sir.
Row is horizontal, yes.
Role is horizontal. So it means that the role is the one that's supposed to be 2. Then
Yes.
the column will be 5.
But now 6.
Okay,
Since
now 6.
it's already 2 here. The
Okay,
first,
so 1, 2, 3,
so
4,
that will
5. So 6. That would be C.
C or A. By what you just said.
A is A.
Okay, yeah,
It's A.
it's A. So they picked C for you. But I'm sure you know how you arrived at your answer.
Yes, sir. Vertical
Okay.
and horizontal.
All right. This is what should alter. This one will not alter. It is this that will alter. So we have a table row equals 2. It is this that will alter to 5. That is to 6. You want to identify a selector for a button in an application. The selector will be used as the target in a click activity. In order to ensure the click activity executes as intended, how many elements should the selector be valid for at the runtime?
One, sir. One.
Okay.
One. A.
This one will be due. Let's check it.
Sir, the previous one, I don't know how it came out.
Okay.
Yes.
This one.
Sir.
You
How
know
do we
what?
get
What? You know, in the
yes?
selector. You know, this is what handles the element in that cell. Everything we have here. This is the first selector.
Is this a selector for the container?
For that element, for this one in red, the web control tag equals to the table column equals to it considers this at let me see how it considers it, that maybe this one is 0, 1, 2. Then table row is 2, 0, or maybe it starts from here. What's it called now? 0, 1, 2. So now for us to get this one, so it has to be 1, 2, 3, sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will be row 6, table row 6, then table column
3.
1, 2, 0, 1, 2. It will be 2, not 3.
Okay. Yes.
6 and 2.
6. Is that what? I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yes,
Okay.
that was. That is
All right.
Okay.
Amy, come. Come and see. Mommy finger.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, so we picked one. I got it right there. A developer needs to create a process that performs the following: scripts a table of common English Spanish translations, write the table to emails that Excel file as an attachment. While creating this process, the developer notices that two activities with the same name can write the script data table to Excel. What are the differences between the workbook and Excel write range activities? Okay.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. I know that one of the differences is that I think one works if there is no Excel installed, and the other one works if there is Excel installed. So the workbook works if there is no Excel installed, while the Excel write activity range
I'll go with
works.
A, sir.
I don't think this is absolutely correct. So I remove it. Excel write range will create the file in the workbook property if it doesn't exist. Is that true?
No, it's
No,
not
sir.
true.
I remove this too. Excel write range activity only works in the background. Workbook write range will create the file in the workbook pattern property if it does not exist. This statement about Excel write range activity working
No,
only in the background, is it true? Does it work
no,
only? They put
Not,
only.
no, sir.
not true.
So this it's A,
Yes, sir.
and we have to go for A.
Wow, they got the correct answer.
And also the previous one to this, the one before this, they got that one too. Uh, a developer wants to ensure that a process they are developing includes coherent logs with meaningful log messages. During the execution of the process, an application exception is caught. An application exception is caught and stored in a local variable called exception. Based on UiPath best practices, how should the log message activity in the catch section of this exception be configured? Application exception, that's system exception.
I think it's C, sir.
Exception.message. Have you checked A?
But the level,
Are looking at level 1.
yes, sir.
The developer wants to ensure that a process they are developing includes it should be one as in it's not includes coherent logs with meaningful log messages. During the execution of the process, an application exception is caught and stored in a local. So he wants to ensure that it's coherent. So there should be provision that there should be a warning, of course, and the possibility of you know, putting it right. Based on UiPath, what should the log message activity in the catch section of this exception be configured? Is that it wants to ensure that a process that developing includes coherent logs. So if the user imputes the wrong thing, and it will give them, it will prompt them that it will warn them, I'm thinking, it will warn them that what you are imputing is not what expected, and then the user can re-impute. All right, let's pass comments.
So is there exception dot source?
Yes.
If it is A with B, I'll go for it.
There is a section that source. Is this something? Let me just. Is it going to work here? Instead of activities or expression, pass expression, pass dot source expressions. I know there is I see it somewhere. Where?
I think it should be in the right line.
No, in the
When
log message. I think it should be in
Infinity.
the log message.
Yes, sir. In log message or right line. And finally.
get it there. Okay. Okay, so there should be there is. Okay, there is.
Exception dot source.
There's exception dot message, and that one also is not showing. Okay, let me use a bigger stuff here. Okay, there is. Okay, let's move. Okay. So how we want to go for that? They went for Joe's option C, fatal exception dot message. What will fatal do? I think the position of fatal will be to terminate the process. I suppose. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, it's critical
It's
when it is critical.
and when there is a very serious problem, but the developer simply wants to ensure that the
Sir, I wanted to go for info actually, but
we
to
wanted to go for what? For which one?
info.
Okay, for
Info.
info. Let me go back.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, this is another one.
I,
Info
I just
application.
wanted
Okay,
info.
information at exception of source
Yes,
application.
it's just like it's not too scary. It's just telling you that okay, there's a
Your
problem.
your input is not.
It's not correct. It's not to pattern. It's not just to give information on how the project is going, whether things are okay or not.
But it won't tell you the kind of exception.
This type of exception is
Yeah,
The
since you
type of
say it's
exception.
coherent, when you say coherent, you are talking about just a kind of universal stuff. Universal. So it's a kind of system. It works anywhere. It works anywhere. It doesn't have to be. It's neutral. Let me use that word, neutral. Like it's something that is neutral. Something that is not too hard. It's not too soft.
but wait.
Before
Let's
would have gone
consider
for it.
it says in the question that an application exception is caught. So definitely it means that the catch there was application exception. So under that catch now we have the log. We have the log message now activity, log message activity. So it's only when an application exception is caught that it will read that this thing in the right
Log
line. With
light
that
line.
log.
Okay.
Exactly.
If
So,
without it to not
so
work.
then D will work.
Okay. A2 will work too.
Yes.
You said what? Hello? Hello?
The question, yes, I said the question says an application exception is
So
caught.
D will not work. D will not work. That's what you are saying.
No, I'm saying that no, your reason is that it should be global, like it should work for everything. Now,
Yes.
trying
Yes.
to explain why that might not be the case now, because okay, it says an application exception is caught. So definitely the what was in the catch there was application exception. Then under that catch, that particular application exception catch, we now have the log message activity, and it reads that okay, so it should read like application exception. So we know that okay, this is an application exception. So there's no need to actually use exception.message again, because that the message double quotes application exception at will cover that.
Okay.
So you are in support of D.
Sir,
So what's your take? All right, this is another one. A developer is adding a log message activity in an exit section of a single state with the state mentioned. When will the log message activity in the exit section be executed? When will the log message activity in the exit section be executed? That's funny. State machine, the entry, the exit, the transition to another state, but this is a single state. So it's simply the entry, the exit. So a developer is adding a log message activity in an exit section within the machine. So when will the log message activity in the exit section be executed? When? Okay, after the activities in the entry section and the activities are triggered, in the trigger are executed. After the activities in the entry section are executed, but only if there are exceptions. Immediately after the activities in the entry section are executed. After the activities in the entry section are executed and the transition to the next state is confirmed. Number one, there is no transition to the next state.
exactly. I think C.
In this situation, so D is out of it. Then let me check C. Immediately after the activities in the entity. If it is immediately after, huh?
Sir, I go for B, sir. B. Sir, in the state machine, we are told that if there's an exception, if it's business exception or what's the name? It goes to. He said in the end, the developer added the log activity in the exist section. That is the end. That is the
Single
end.
state.
You said
I
okay.
said
In a
of a single state.
Okay, of a single state. But at the exist now, that's at the exist. If there's an exception, it will go. Like if there's an error in the state, it will go straight to the end exception. That's what we're taught from the one you taught us. That is in a single state. If there's an error in that state, it goes straight to the last part and gives the error and gives the exception.
Sorry, the log message is not only error that is displayed. You can have info, you want to pass information across. So this one that is saying if only there is an exception, what about you want to use it to display a message?
So I think it's C.
I'm in between A and C.
If the reason why I want to cancel A, let me read the A again. After the activities in the entry section and the activities in the trigger are executed. Is there trigger in entry?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, so we take that out too. A and D, absolutely out. So we have B and C before us. After the activities in the entry section are executed, but only if there are exceptions. Immediately after the activities in the entry section are executed, that's when they leave that state. Immediately it leaves that state, it comes to exit. So that's just like it's still like in a sequence, as though it's still in a sequence. And that's how it works. Entry, exit. Okay, I think I would go for I'll go for C. I don't want to assume. Simply when the log message, the person is adding log message in an exit section. Whether I don't know what it's meant to do, it could be one of the activities. I don't know. I don't want to bother myself since there was no detailed information too. So I'll just take it as an activity that must also execute just immediately after the entry. That's my thinking.
Sir, you are right, sir. I think so too. Because the state machine has the entrance, the exit. So I think after it has finished with the entrance, the next place to go to is usually the exit. There's no how you have to when you come in, you have to go out.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Since there is always an entry and an exit, I would want us to have exit from this class at this point. It's a significant number, so we can start from 21 tomorrow. And I guess we are very few now. I've not checked, but I think since we had break, we are still up to this. But I've only been hearing Joe. Sincerely speaking, I thought we were just four. Myself, Joe, Babalola, and Sylvester. I never knew Akpata and his unattended robot is here. I never knew Show is here, and John. It's okay. So you left us to carry our cross. We have carried it, and I'm sure you have carried it well. Okay, so do have a very wonderful. Oh, I was talking all along. Oh, I think it's BR. Sorry.
It
Oh,
seems Jonah is having a network because I've been seeing his messages.
oh, sorry about that. Sorry. All right then. All right then. All right. So have a very wonderful evening. So please inform your colleagues to come around, even if it is going to be going to come in by few minutes to 9 to populate the class. It is not to hype the management in any way. I don't. I am not a fan of. I don't believe in hyping anything. The reason why I would want you to inform others is I was asked to. Okay, yes, well, it can go into record, no issue. Yes, I was asked to generate a list for those that attend classes regularly. And of course, that was a tight thing for me to do because I was like, so how do I really handle that? Okay, so but then I thought to myself within me that those that are coming to class, yes, the number has dropped, yes, but we also have some persons that are joining from the back end for some reasons. Then, and for the reason for which I threw those, that what you saw on Telegram, it's still an effort to. So we have 5 categories of persons in the list I sent. All right, still. So the ones that are joining from the back end, those are the 5th category. Then we have other 4 categories that have been spelled out. Those that attend frequently, those that attend mildly, and I have my definition for that. All right, so and I have a number that I've raised for that names that are included in in that. I mean in the highly frequent number. Those are people I said every day they come to class. Every day, 5 days in a week, they come to class. The mild participants are in my consideration are those that attend 3 days in a week. All right, regardless of the arrangement of these 3 days, you just see them, they breeze in, they breeze out. Somehow, I don't know, but at least I still see them, though not as frequent as Babalola, as John, as Joe, as Sylvester, as all these Akpata, the rest, Sheo, Marachi, all those, you know your number now. It's so above, Ephraim Samuel too. All right, so and I also so the ones that are 3 maybe once in a while, maybe only Samuel and the rest. Okay, so I did all of those categorization. Like 20 persons came into in my own consideration came into the frequently those that attend classes frequently, and very few names went into the mild one. Then you have another one. Those that I'll mention one. I'll mention one out of the 4. So those that people like Lucky and Nance. It's been long. Ibrahim Badamosi. Just been long. Maybe 1 week, 2 weeks or so. I just observe. I've not been seeing them. So all of that, yeah. They were present up till the point, and then they were no longer present. So I did that in management. So I'm sure they will also want to see and see that in class. Wow, Dami, I did not. What is the surname of Dami? I just remembered him now. Sorry, Dami what? Can anyone? I just remembered Dami now. Am I on here? Yes. Can anyone hear me? Dami, what is his name?
I don't know his surname. Maybe I'll ask him.
Okay, all right then. All right, so yeah, so that's way. What else? What else? So when they'll be coming tomorrow, of course they want to say, oh, frequently those that are frequently on ground, okay, truly they are up to 18, they are up to 20. Okay, maybe plus those that once in a while they call 3 times in a week, they come around. Maybe they should be about 22, 23, something like that. And I'm just so the more reason why I felt to defend yourself. You don't know what I've done at the back end, but to defend yourself, and truly you have, except for maybe internet reasons or whatever, that you will not see some personal. And then exams, we are preparing for exams. I really salute you. You have tried, sincerely speaking. In the other batch, in fact, when it was close to they doing their exams, they just, you know. So sincerely speaking, you have tried. So, and of course, the number was not at this stage. It wasn't up to this. When what was recruited was very small. Was very small. So the attrition came in, and then very few left. I can't recall the number, but maybe around 10 or so, thereabouts. Yeah, and then when we moved into advanced states, then more numbers, got cut off, and then it was reduced to maybe 5 or 7, thereabout. I can't recall, something like that. All right, so okay, so that's the reason why I said you should inform your friends. If not, I would just have kept mute and allow the natural thing to play out, and regardless of whatever the form it will take. So I don't know if it makes sense to you. The reason for which I said you should tell your friends, even if it is by 9 or to 9, thereabouts, you can check in, present their case, orientation, and okay, we also have some other persons. Okay, I think I've said that. So I hope they will also join tomorrow. I'll put the notice on the Telegram, so that those that don't have time, they will be able to create time and ask their question real time. All right. So have a very wonderful evening, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
All right. Good night, sir. Have a lovely night,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's my network
Yeah.
that
Thank you, sir.
been
All right.